Hello, everyone. The Anthony S. You're alone. Today, I'm going to talk about a skill set that has helped me a lot throughout time. It's going to be taking an idea and looking at it from different angles. And what I mean by this is, say you're going into an industry where you have to collect a certain item for a production line. Most people will simply go and try to find a cheaper version of that item to complete their production. But sometimes the best answer is going out and finding a different way to complete that production altogether. You might be able to decrease cost a lot. You might be able to increase stability, increase performance, whatever it might be. But the long and the short is there's not one answer to any question, especially when it comes to the real world. And I know that sometimes we paint that for our kids to see it that way, that there's only one answer. But life has that silliness of being random and sporadic, and there's so many different ways to complete the process, complete the task, that when you look at just one angle of it, when you look at just the original process, oh, this is how we've always done it, you technically leaving potential on the table. Now, my advice is don't lean in right away and try to change the wheel if you're jumping into a new industry or a new position or a new hobby. But when you've put in a couple years and you've seen some things, I suggest trying to see if you can better the process. Maybe even a little sooner, maybe 3 or 6 months if you really love what you're doing and you just see something. But here's the way I'd post it, or I would suggest it to the people that will probably have to help you create it, that new angle. Never come at it as a superior looking down on others, like, I can't believe you guys just do it this way, this is way better. Always ask it as a question. And always come in with camaraderie. And sometimes what'll happen, your creation will get taken from you. And that's totally fine, right? I know it's annoying. I know it's, holy cow, you finally come up with an idea that works and someone steals it. That's probably the wrong team anyways. You probably weren't meant to create that item. I thoroughly believe that will solve itself, because when you create an item and it's good and you're with the right team, they will, or even if you're alone in the industry but you have the right mentors around you or you have the right people around you to help you build it, they're not going to take your credit. As long as you do it and make it work, and they get the cut that they deserve for helping you. Some people don't even want a cut. They just want to help to make something happen. That's perfect. I just don't suggest trying to jump right into changing things right away. There is some validity to the old way of doing things, but there is also some validity to a new, fresh set of eyes to see the new directions that could go. And, it does help to learn first and then start asking questions a little later. I think when you do that, the people you're working with tend to respect it more, in terms of, oh, okay, this person actually looked at what they were saying because they actually know what they're doing. If you just try to change something and you don't know all the reasons, the methods to the madness of why they do it in the first place, that becomes an issue. So we'll do a little summary on this one. The two things I'm trying to relay in this 5 minutes are: one, don't be afraid to look at different angles to the same problem. And two, maybe it's three pieces. Two, be willing to suggest new ideas of making things happen, but never do it too early. Or if you're going to do it early, have some really sound reasoning behind it. And three, always come at things with a bit of patience and empathy and understanding. And I'm the victim of not doing that sometimes, mostly for humor's sake, of just wanting to make comments and have fun. If you ever listen to me and we ever have a deep conversation on sales and how to make a sale, there will definitely be a lot more, I'd say almost crass, that I give it. I want people to understand what I'm saying, but I also want to understand what they're saying. I come to solve problems. I don't come to sell something. I come to solve problems. My whole goal in life is to make a productive process that works. That's what I care about. So hopefully you can take those 3 things. Maybe you want to try to tackle a new industry and you didn't know quite how to start, or maybe you have an idea of how to make something better, but you didn't know how to talk to your coworkers that are tenured, much more tenured than you. There's a way to do it. There's definitely a way, and it's with patience, empathy, and suggestions. Because maybe there is a reason why they don't do it a certain way, and you just don't know that yet, and that's fine. And they'll teach you, and then you can say thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad I know a little more about why we do it this particular direction. So, the Anthony S. You're not alone. Hope you're all doing well. Talk to you all soon.